Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Thursday. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. Sorry about the late start, but had a busy day yesterday and I slept in and then got some stuff done around the house. And I thought, you know what? I need to go do my Red Mic. So here we are. Today's Red Mic message. We're going to roll with the changes again. Yesterday morning, I was talking with my boss right before we walked into what we knew was going to be a long hearing. Well, we didn't know how long it was going to be. I was figuring 5 hours or so. It ended up being almost 7. We got a lot done. But as we were walking in, we were talking about preparation and flexibility and just being ready for the unexpected. And we had prepared well. We prepared a lot. We know what we wanted to accomplish. We knew the issues. We had questions. We had a plan. But if you've ever been through one of these things before, you know that once the hearing starts, things can change. Somebody says something you weren't expecting. A member asks a question that takes the conversation somewhere completely different. Sometimes something you thought would take 5 minutes takes 45. Something you thought would take 30 takes 4. Or something that you thought was going to be easy turns controversial, or vice versa. You thought it was going to be controversial and it's, smooth. So towards the tail end of that conversation, me being me, of course, I quoted REO Speedwagon. Big shock, right? And in thinking about today's Red Mic message, I thought, I know I've quoted that song before. And sure enough, a couple of years ago, I did a Red Mic message called Rolling with the Changes. I was preparing at that point to leave a job in an organization that I loved and start something new. At the time, the message was mostly about dealing with change. Give the new boss a chance. Give the new staff a chance. Don't immediately decide that different is bad. Don't walk into a new situation and then start moving the furniture before you figured out why they've got it exactly where they do. I still think that was good advice. I still believe it. But there's another part of that lesson that I've learned since then. Preparation and flexibility aren't opposites. Preparation is what gives you the ability to be flexible. There's an old saying that no plan survives first contact with the enemy. That doesn't mean you don't make a plan. It means you understand what the plan is for. The plan is not the mission. The plan is how you intend to accomplish the mission based on what you know right now. And then reality shows up. That's true in a hearing. It's true in business. It's true coaching a football game. It's true when you're raising kids. I think it's true in every aspect of life. You can prepare for months and still get surprised in the first 5 minutes. The question isn't whether something unexpected is going to happen. It will. The question is, what do you do when it does? Do you cling desperately to the original plan because that's what you spent all that time preparing for? Or do you remember what you're actually trying to accomplish and adjust? That's flexibility. Flexibility doesn't mean you don't have principles. It doesn't mean you don't have standards. It doesn't mean that you change direction every time the wind blows. There is a difference between being flexible about your methods, though, and being flexible about your values. Know which is which. One of the lines I used in that old Red Mic message was from You, Me, and Dupree. Stay hard, stay loose, be ready. And thanks again, Owen Wilson, for those wise words. I like them even more today. Stay hard on your principles. Know what matters. Know what you stand for. Know the objective. There are some things that should not change simply because circumstances get difficult. Stay loose about how you get there. Maybe there's another route. Maybe somebody else has a better idea. Maybe circumstances have changed. Maybe something that worked perfectly 5 years ago doesn't work anymore. And then be ready, because eventually the plan is going to meet reality, and that's where the preparation matters. If you really understand the issues in front of you, you can adjust if the conversation changes. If you understand the objective, you can change the route without changing the destination. If you've prepared, you're not improvising blindly. You're adapting intelligently, and that's a very different thing. I learned this lesson coaching football, too. Several years ago, the Hill Country Cowboys had a game in Lampasas where we were trading punches the entire game. And late in the game, we needed a touchdown to win, but they had us figured out. They were keying hard on our best running back, and they had him completely bottled up. So I called timeout, brought the team over, and then told them we were going to run 28 pitch, a play we had run plenty of times before, but it had been pretty much unsuccessful in that game. But I told them we're going to make a change. Instead of run blocking, I told the lineman pass block. I told the tight end to block for a 1001 count, but then release into the flat on a little 5-yard post. We lined up, started the play. Sure enough, their defense saw 28 pitch and did exactly what they'd been doing. They keyed hard on our running back. He didn't keep the ball, though. He pulled up, threw it to the tight end, touchdown, and we won the game. That play was not in the game plan. I drew it up in the dirt during a timeout. We didn't change what we were trying to accomplish. We changed how we were going to accomplish it. We adapted. Sometimes you turn the page. You leave the job. You change direction. You try something new. Sometimes somebody else turns that page for you. Your boss leaves. Your organization changes. The economy changes. Life throws stuff at you that is not going to be in that plan. Either way you go, you're going to be on that next page, and you can spend all your energy trying to turn it backward. Or, like REO Speedwagon said so long ago, and like I told my boss yesterday morning, we roll with the changes. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you're able to use these things in place in your own life. I'd appreciate a like, a follow, and a share. I love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. And until next time, don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon.